Welcome back, boys. Hope everybody's doing good. Gonna try to do this flight again. Yesterday, fired up this is the Coronado Saab 340, and had some issues that turned out to be a problem with the installation. I think the pathing was too long for some of the plugins, so they weren't working. So, for example, with the little panel over here, the autopilot wouldn't pop up, which is now working, and I couldn't switch between nav source modes. So if you download the Coronado plane, which is currently on sale, there's a Coronado sale going on, and you have the same issue. I put it in the primary aircraft folder directory, so just the Steam apps, common, X-plane aircraft, that folder, and I changed the name, which was quite long, to just 340 S340 V1.2, and that seemed to fix the problem. Weird error to have, certainly, but it worked out. Also, I had the LES Saab before, and the newer versions of X-plane. I'm on 11.41. I'm not using Vulcan, but the newer versions of X-plane don't work with it. The engines wouldn't stabilize. The ITT and the torque kept fluctuating when it was, basically an idle on the ground. So, deleted that. I know that they're working on an update, but I have no time frame. And considering that FS 2020 is around the window, around the corner, I don't expect to see that anytime soon. So, picked this one up, which for a Coronado airplane is pretty good. Not quite as detailed systems-wise as the LES, but I'm enjoying it. It looks good, it sounds good, and there's pretty good system startup logic, which, for a lot of Coronado airplanes is not there. Haven't done anything, still got the static objects on and cold and dark. So I'll pop this guy up for a second, get our GPU, and hop in the cockpit. And like I said, now everything works. One of the issues I had yesterday, for example, on the LES version, you have the GTN 530, so you can hit the CDI mode and it switches between nav and GPS. Here you've got to do that on the MCP basically, or next to the MCP, so using this thing to select between GPS and nav1, so if we want to do a localizer or an RNAV or whatever, that was not functional, and I couldn't switch the display on the MFD down here. Now all of that stuff works. We'll get the GPU connected, we'll get the batteries on, external power, connect that. And Essential Avionics.
Ground, good morning, Wested 831.
And, since we are on the GPU, we'll get all the avionics.
Wested 831, ground taxi, Victor, April 1. Victor Abram, Wested 831.
So you can see down here it says on the MFD, you can see GPS there. So now we can switch between nav localizer 1, localizer 2, and then nav 1, or the nav left side, or nav right side, depending on which one we want tuned. But for now, we're going to keep it on GPS. And we will start with an ATIS.
Winnipeg ground, Fox Alpha Mike X-ray is ready for taxi for 18.
Delta Mike X-ray ground, runway 18.
Winnipeg ground, Fox Alpha Mike X-ray.
Kilo Sierra Alpha Victor Airport information Charlie 0037 Zulu weather wind 317 at 9er visibility 10 sky clear temperature 19er dew point 1 altimeter 3001 advise on initial contact that you have information Charlie.
Information Charlie, there we go.
Ground red 5. Red 5 ground.
Kilo
Let's go
ground
clearance
red 5
delivery and ground 121.9er.
Clarence, good evening. It's West Test 535 at Gate Charlie 29 Alpha Airways to Winnipeg.
West 535 Clarence, clear to Winnipeg via the Offset 4 departure, Rockmont transition, flight plan route, departure runway 23, squawk 2236.
There we go.
Offset 4, Rockmont transition, squawk 2236, West Test 535.
West 535, all correct, Alpha, confirm runway 23.
Well, I believe those in the altitude reporting position, and switch this over to ground. Start working. So you can switch between, I think it's this one. Oh no, sorry, that's standard 3001. If we click there, we can switch between inches of mercury and millibars, but you cannot do that with the other altimeters. So these are stuck on millibars. So that is a Coronado fault there. I don't think there's another option to switch that, but it doesn't really matter as long as the primary one. I'll set these, and I think they switch when you switch over to standard, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Anyway, winds 317 at 9er.
Ground
So we're going to take runway 28.
Red 5 ground.
Flight plan, we're in
Ground
Savannah,
red 5 here at 8.2,
Sierra
let's take
Alpha
8.1.
Victor, and we're going to
Red
Tampa.
5, proceed on Charlie, hold short, runway 31.
Tango Papa
Ground red
Alpha.
5, proceeding on Charlie, hold short at runway 31.
And route's pretty easy. Also, at some point, I need to do I need to give myself like the instruction manual for this FMS because there has to be a way to do VNAV or at least put in altitudes for pathing so you can use VNAV or give you some sort of TOD or something because right now the Garmin 530, the default that comes with the game, has more functionality than the FMS, which is ridiculous. Anyway, Isuzu. Isuzu. To puppy. Enemy. Those two things should not be next to each other. And then fetal.
Proceed on to golf, hold short runway 13. 40 on the golf, go to 13.
And Jaja will be we don't have a SID, we do have a star. So departures, arrivals, departures, runway 28. No SIDs out of Savannah. Arrivals. I think, check the wind real quick.
6 is runway taxi for departure, are you for 2? We have Canadian North.
Right now winds 360 at 11 knots, so we're going to do
runway 02, altimeter 2969er, taxi Bravo, tower 1183.
Date 6, Jaja transition, and we're going to do the RNAV 01 right, but I think we should be able to do
Command 06, Bravo 2 is approved, break on course 3237, taxi Alpha Oscar.
Alpha Oscar on course 3237.
I read this story on Reddit about someone naming these waypoints, and I can't remember what the air carrier was, but on short final they got slow and got into a terminal stall and crashed, and later some pilots or somebody changed the last two waypoints on the final approach fix to got slow, you know it, which then, you know, the company that crashed filed like a complaint with the FAA who changed the first fix, but then they left the you know it part on there. I'll get this to auto. Flight plan is in there, GPS is on, and we can see the first waypoint should be pointing, 1 mile to runway 28.
Southbound Exact 560 at executive ready for taxi.
Approach brief. Again, I don't think we're going to do an actual instrument approach when we get there, but I'll just pull it up real quick. The RNAV 01 right.
taxi Bravo Alpha,
Precision height for us, we're going to be class Charlie. Actually, we class Bravo. We have LPV, so 290. That'll do, pig. And we can go ahead and set up some other stuff here. Don't need any lights at the moment. Avionics, inverters. The bleeds in auto. Those should be fine when we start up too. I'm not sure if we can put this on. Recirc fans on. Emergency lights are on, armed. I think we are good. We'll get things going and then I'll watch the annunciator and see what issues we got. Take our gust lock off.
Ground at 1485, Alpha 4, short Alpha for
and
70.
landing altitude should be about 50
Mission
feet.
1485, roger, just continue holding short of Alpha. There's traffic, could be right to left in front, and Embraer, the United. You see them?
Yeah, got it.
Mission 1485, thanks, behind him, cross Alpha Oscar.
Alpha Oscar,
Plane push back and
Embraer,
ready
Western
to go.
1485.
It's pretty easy. Oh, wrong stuff.
Round to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
I want to say we're just about ready. We'll go ahead and do
Mission 1485, roger, just
set up
continue
here,
holding
heading
short of Alpha.
for departure
There's traffic, could be
277.
right to left in front, and Embraer, the United. You see them?
Yeah, got it.
Mission 1485, thanks,
Heading
behind him, cross Alpha Oscar.
like cruise altitude,
Alpha,
we're going
Oscar, Embraer,
west,
Western
so it's going to be an even 1,000, so to 22,000. And we'll V-speed out of here until we get airborne. Adjust that down here with this guy.
Ground out course 3274, request taxi.
And then once we're all cleaned up in the air, I'll switch over to IS mode for climb.
Course 3274.
150
Ground runway
should be good
02,
for
wind,
that.
calm, altimeter 2969er, taxi Quebec Alpha, contact tower 1183, holding short.
Quebec Alpha,
I think we're
over
good to
tower,
go.
course 3274.
Good enough to go. I'll wing it. Go over here and get the beacon on. We will close the doors. and get rid of static elements. Turn off the left and right avionics, leave the essentials on so we can still use the radio, and we'll disconnect the GPU as well. See ya. And we'll call for a pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Ground Jazz 149 at gate 70, ready to push to surface.
There he is. The little guy today.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Also, this is a fictitious airline.
Winching
It
strap
looks like it's
and
probably
adapter in
something,
position.
but we're in
Release
Florida.
parking brake when ready to start pushback.
Good enough. Tropical enough. There's also a bunch of convective SIGMETs to the west in western Georgia and over the Panhandle right now, but we should be getting to Tampa before those are an issue. Hopefully no thunderstorms.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Gonna wait on the start until he's disconnected, because I think that would probably be a safety issue to start the propellers while he's climbing around under the front of the airplane there. I'm glad to have a working model of a 340 though. I think the 340 is also a pretty cool airplane. They look neat. Go and get our prop position, our prop condition into the start position. Pretty sensitive.
Jazz 149 ground, push 70 your discussion.
And we'll go ahead and close the bleeds just because I'm not sure if the auto position would be an issue for that or not.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
There you go, bud.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Alright, once he's out of here, we can fire these guys up. There we go. See ya.
Ground was at 1447, Alpha 2, 874.
1447, taxi Alpha Alpha Delta to the apron.
Alpha Alpha Delta was at 1447.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
See you, buddy.
Ground was at 1447, Alpha 2, 874.
1447, taxi Alpha Alpha Delta to the apron.
Alpha Alpha Delta was at 1447.
Jazz Jazz 149, continue the taxi. Taxi runway 02 out Alpha Charlie Alpha, altimeter 2969er, contact tower 1183, holding short.
Yeah, Alpha Charlie and then Alpha, Jazz 149.
Correct. WestJet's coming in Alpha Delta if you missed that.
There's that click. Reset on the generator, and she seems to be working. Turn on external power off too. We'll go ahead and start engine number 1.
Officer on ground, medevac 9099. We're clear. 24 left on Lima, going to the Shell Aero Center.
Medevac 909, 0199, we're ground Insignia, Romeo 2 Shell.
Yeah, Romeo 2 Shell, 9099.
Here we go. Generator on. Making electrical power.
Medevac 9099. We're
Double check
clear.
there and
24 left on
come back
Lima,
on.
going to
Hopefully
the Shell
the
Aero Center.
Medevac 909,
flight director is still set up for. Yeah, it's
Romeo
good.
2 Shell.
Yeah, Romeo 2 Shell, 9099.
And what else? Bleeds back to auto. Recirc fans. Let's reset that. Temp select auto. I think we're good. Pitot heat and window heat.
Ground WestJet 165, ready for taxi.
WestJet 165 ground, runway 20. The winds are 2409 and
Unfeather these
altimeter
bad
is
boys.
2949. Taxi out by Oscar Alpha Bravo and call tower 1183 holding short. You'll be following the Air Canada Airbus just behind you now on Alpha.
Okay, we checked 2949 runway 20 via Oscar
And
Alpha
bring those
Bravo
up
behind Airbus
to 5.
WestJet 165.
And we'll get the throttle into beta range. There we go. We're on ground. Tower is 9.1. Basically good to taxi.
WestJet 9 call for taxi.
I don't know where the trim display is, but we'll get the
24010
trim
altimeter
reset before we are
2949. Follow company on the
centered there.
left-hand side for 20 by Oscar Alpha
And nothing on the annunciators, so we'll be good there. And I read somewhere, I don't think that these generally, unless you're doing a short field takeoff, will take off with flaps. So we're not going to use them.
WestJet 9 call for taxi.
WestJet 912 into ground, runway 20, wind 24010, altimeter 2949. Follow company off your left-hand side for 20 by Oscar Alpha Bravo and call. Jazz 384 ground, and you'll be following your company ahead there. They're Victor, just short Bravo. Call them on Bravo for 20 and call tower 1183, hold short. November is available to you too if you want it. There's 8,100 people available on 20. Okay, we check. We'll follow company. We'll take full length for now. Get back to Jazz 34. Jazz 34, full length. Okay, check.
Ground, Air Canada 165 with you, exiting Alpha 4.
Air Canada 165, Edmonton ground. Good day, taxi across.
We've already got our
Alpha,
first
Oscar,
waypoint active there. You can see the deflection now. Rose, we're going to take off, climb runway heading, and then I'll do a direct 2 on the FMS, and then switch over to nav mode once we're probably above 2,000-3,000 feet.
Ground, Air Canada 165 with you, exiting Alpha 4.
Probably should have seatbelts and stereo
Good day,
cockpit light
taxi
on.
across Alpha to Oscar for the ramp.
Alpha, Oscar to the ramp, Air Canada 165.
Crash like 678 for 2 right pass.
Chinook 678, up to ground, runway 20, the winds are 240 with 11, altimeter is 2949, taxi out by Bravo and call tower 1183, hold short.
Okay, taxi out by Bravo 193, hold short.
I did not look at winds aloft, but generally speaking,
Chinook
they follow
678, up to
the
ground, runway 20,
contour line,
the winds
pressure
are
gradients.
240 with 11,
In terms
altimeter
of
is
the front that's coming
2949,
through,
taxi
it
out
looks
by
like it's
Bravo
north
and
and
call
south.
tower
Hopefully those aren't going to be,
1183,
we're not going to have a strong headwind. Hopefully, if anything, we'll turn south, we'll have a tailwind. We will see. Also, kudos to whoever made this livery. I like the nose painted like that.
Ground, Canadian Transport 998, November 1st.
Transport 988, Deputy Ground, good afternoon, and Taxi Bravo this here for the executive. For some reason, your flight plan information, we don't have your civil ident, so just wondering if I can get that off you and we'll add it in there.
Okay, Bravo for Sierra, the executive. This is Charlie Foxtrot Golf X-ray.
Transport 988, check that, thank you.
Here we go, boys.
Ground, Canadian Transport 998, November 1st.
Transport 988, Deputy Ground, good afternoon, and Taxi Bravo this here for the executive.
Park
For some
brake.
reason, your flight plan information, we don't
Landing
have
lights
your
can
civil
come on,
ident, so
strobes can
just
come
wondering
on,
if I can get
turn
that
the
off
taxi
you and
off.
we'll add it in there.
Auto course
Bravo
center
for
is
Sierra, the
that?
executive. This is Charlie Foxtrot Golf X-ray.
CTOT on, I'll
Transport
leave it where
988,
it's at.
check,
I'm not
thank
sure
you.
what percentage is supposed to be on for takeoff. CTOT is constant torque on takeoff. Flaps are not using, trim is reset, transponder is on, altitude reporting, switch it to tower, and departure frequency is, might be that first one, Jacksonville Center 12105.
Canada 1235, contact ground 1219.
2019, yeah, okay.
I think we are good to go. Gust lock is off. Get this back into alpha range. Parking brakes.
649, contact departure 1288.
Clear final.
188, Jazz 649.
On the pavement, verified, and we're going to go ahead and set the takeoff power before we start rolling.
188, Jazz 649.
the CTOT, it catches it, and it's really hard to set a takeoff power. There we go. A little bit of crosswind correction. Tap the brakes.
And a 711,
Wait
Delta
until we're
4,
out of
cross
usable
runway 24.
runway.
Delta 4 cross 24, Air Canada 711.
All the way there. Gear coming up. So you tap the brakes because although if you retract the landing gear, the wheels are still spinning. They'll rub on the inside of the compartment. You'll smell
And a 711,
rubber
Delta 4,
burning.
cross runway 24, right?
Delta 4 cross 24,
Down
Air
here
Canada 711.
and hit yaw dampers on.
S675 tower, initial heading 320
So we're already
degrees, line
cleaned
up
up and we're past 150, so we're going to switch to IAS mode and keep following the flight director. So it actually put us, when you hit selected IAS, it goes to whatever your airspeed is there. So let's
S675
roll
tower,
this
initial
down
heading
to
320 degrees, line up
150.
runway 23.
320, line up 23, Delta 675.
There's 2,000, and we're going to go direct
Northwest
interchange.
512, Curious inbound 24 left.
Push it 512 tower, 321 traffic
Suzu.
short, final wind, calm, cleared line, runway 24 left.
And
Clear line,
here
24 left,
hit
push it 512.
nav mode. Follow the flight director. Direct interchange is just going to give you a fresh direct to, so it puts it at your current position, so you don't have to retrack the deviation on your CDI.
Northwest 512, Curious inbound 24 left.
Push it 512 tower, 321 traffic short, final wind, calm, cleared line, runway 24 left.
Clear line 24 left,
And
push
that
it
should have
512.
been on departure too before we did any of that stuff.
Good afternoon, Victor Whiskey 38, Victor India, flight number 430, on coastal tower, CPDSC.
Silver Arrow, 38 Victor India, good day. Squawk 2515. You are identified.
We're rolling out here, and I'll go ahead and turn the autopilot on. There you go, buddy.
2515 coming down and direct to Romeo India, Silver 38 Victor India.
Let's do this. Turn the CTOT off. I'm going to drop in torque there. I'm going to bring the power up for flying.
Good afternoon, Victor Whiskey 38, Victor India, flight number 430, on coastal tower, CPDSC.
Silver Arrow, 38 Victor India, good day. Squawk 2515. You are identified and cleared now direct Romeo India.
2515 coming down and direct to Romeo India, Silver 38 Victor India.
Air Canada
The fastest thing in
169,
the world.
contact arrival 1205. Thank you.
2045, Air Canada 169.
So right now it looks like we got a decent tailwind from the north. That's what I was hoping for. 43 knots, which is good. So climbing at 150 knots, airspeed, ground speed is 197. So once we level off from climb, we're going to be
Air
faster.
Canada 170, 13.8 for flight level 210.
Air Canada 170 on center, good day, climb flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, Air Canada 170.
Oh, this must be Savannah Hunter. I think that's the Air Force. Yeah.
Air Canada 170.
Camera spinning,
Bravo,
uncontrollably.
currently flight level 240 for 10 south.
Romeo Bravo Bravo, roger.
What is going on?
Romeo Bravo Bravo, contact and arrival now, wind 205. Romeo Bravo Bravo, contact and arrival now, wind 205.
Above 10,000, got that to
Order arrival
lights,
20.5
lights
for
come
Romeo
off,
Bravo.
seatbelts off, and sterile cockpit light come off, leave the strobes and beacons on. Already got the CTOT off and the auto courses off.
Donna Center, hello, Speedbird 5 Charlie Alpha, climbing level 230, requesting cruise at 370, please.
Now it's a bit more of a headwind. Again, we're going to turn more southbound
Thank you,
here
climb,
in
level 370,
40
Speedbird
miles.
5 Charlie Alpha.
So slow going until that.
Donna Center, hello, Speedbird 5 Charlie Alpha, climbing level 230, requesting cruise at 370, please.
Speedbird 5 Charlie Alpha Heavy, good evening, sir. Climb, flight level 370.
Thank you, climb, level 370, Speedbird 5 Charlie Alpha.
WestJet 1199, contact center now on 135.62.
3562, WestJet 1199.
WestJet 1199, contact center now on 135.62.
3562, WestJet 1199.
So once we level out, I'm going to mess around with the FMS and see if we can figure out a way to get to
Level
Vienna.
310.
Because we selected a star,
Good evening.
so anything beyond Jeja should have an
trail here
altitude.
into the terminal area this evening.
Instead, we only get the altitudes for the approach.
Yeah, we'll get back here,
I've
Mach
got it
75,
selected, but
1886.
should be a way to put those in manually. So Jeja, for example, should be at 18,000 feet. Speaking of 18,000 feet coming up on it, that's our transition altitude, so we can hit this to switch to standard, which it appears to have done on that one as well.
Level 310.
Rouge 1886, good evening. Maintain Mach 75. The next sector is running some additional trail here into the terminal area this evening. Information's Victor.
Okay, we'll get back here, Mach 75, Rouge 1886.
American 2588, climb flight level 260.
American 2588 out of 240.
There we go. Throttles are at full power now, and we'll pull
American
those back once we level
2588,
off.
climb flight level 260.
But not bad.
American
1,600 per minute climb.
Roger, who's looking for lower?
Canada 792, checking out with you 310, looking for lower.
Air Canada 792, good evening. Descend to flight level 240, transition at 250 knots.
Descend 240, transition 250 knots, Canada 792.
Canada 792, roger, information is Victor.
Okay, Victor, thanks.
Roger, who's looking for lower?
Canada 792, checking out with you 310, looking for lower.
Air Canada 792, good evening. Descend to flight level 240, transition at 250 knots.
Descend 240, transition 250 knots, Canada 792.
Canada 792, roger, information is Victor.
Okay, Victor, thanks.
Right Air Force Base. A lot of Air Force bases down here.
473, Toronto climb, foot level 280,
22,000.
We have
The
third
power back first.
to work, Canada 430.
Usually I've been going for about 800 on the ITT, and that seems to give us a pretty decent cruise speed. Plus, seems pretty reasonable.
473, Toronto climb, foot level 280, Victor.
We have the third climb at 280 to work, Canada 430.
I'll leave it as close enough, and then we'll bring the RPMs back a bit.
Rouge 1886, descend to flight level 240, transition at 250 knots.
Descend 240, 250 knots, Rouge 18.
So with an 82 knot quartering headwind, we're still at 186 knot ground speed. That's not too bad. Once we turn south, so what's our next heading going to be? 229, 224, then, oh, we still got a ways to go. 194, so we've got about 70 miles with this speed. Back into cabin.
Flight level 240, transition at 250 knots.
Descend 240, 250 knots, Rouge 18.
I don't know if you guys have ever ridden on planes like this, but it kind of freaks me out to be sitting right next to the propeller disc. Like if one of these blades flies off, it's just going to shoot straight through the cabin and kill you. That's some Final Destination stuff, but...
Air Canada 498 Heavy.
Where would the best view? Probably the back. This would not be particularly
Air Canada
exciting.
498 Heavy.
Air Canada 498 Heavy.
But you know what I didn't do? I did not look at our fuel. I
Air
did not
Canada
set up
498
fuel.
Heavy.
That could be an issue. Yeah, this would definitely be the best view.
American 442.
Other than of course in cockpit.
33.87.
3387, have a great evening, American 442.
You too.
Small airport on there. Where are you? Liberty County. I'm guessing we're still in Georgia. Alright, let's go check that fuel situation.
American 442.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Center now on 133.87.
So that's like 1,200 kilograms of fuel, so about 4,000 pounds. Over 4,000 pounds, and we're burning 200 kilograms an hour per side. We got plenty of fuel here. It's pretty up here though.
Rouge 1836, contact the center now on 135.62.
13562, Rouge 1836, good night.
And I think we're going to fly over one of my favorite spots in the world soon.
Rouge 1836, contact the center now on 135.62.
13562, Rouge 1836, good night.
So we'd be getting passed off between controllers, so switch it over to Jacksonville here. It's our 340 Mike Alpha.
Encore 3474, climb flight level 230, speed 220 knots or greater.
0230, 230.
Encore 3474, climb flight level 230, speed 220 knots or greater.
See.
0230, 230.
11 nautical miles to Puppy, then it would be 4-degree left turn to enemy. So still not going to be significantly increasing our ground speed anytime soon. Let's do this. Half bank,
Channel
please.
Encore 3533 with Uniform, best descent.
Encore 3533.
Still over 200 knots ground speed. Once we make the turn after enemy, I would expect that to pick up to close to 300 knots.
17,097, Encore 353.
It's crazy. And so somewhere over that direction, there's like a massive storm.
Channel
Line
Encore
of storms.
3533 with Uniform, best descent.
Encore 3533, roger, descend 17,000, radio altimeter 299.
17,297, Encore 353.
Also, at some point, once we get into Florida, we should be able to see both coasts at the same time, which I think is pretty interesting.
Right back.
Okay, we're slowing it
Where
up.
are we at now, exactly? We're about to cross over into Florida. So, and this is Waycross, Georgia, so somewhere around here.
371, bring it back minimum speed. There's about a 4-minute delay for you. I'll probably do just vector there. Bring it right back. Okay, we're slowing it up. West 371.
Order 243, trying to climb flight level 230, speed 220 knots.
Flight level 230, speed 220, order 242. level 240, wind ready Air Canada.
We got a few degrees to the left there. Our ground speed picked up a little bit. Now it's at 209 knots. Not too bad.
Level 240, when ready.
Descend level 240, wind ready Air Canada. 472.
So 50 miles, and then we'll start that left turn to the south, and then the ground speed will really come up. From there, 37 miles to,
level 240, when ready.
to be 68 miles to Jaja, and then at Jaja we need to be at 18,000 feet. So let's work on that. Let me pull up the arrival that we're supposed to be doing. See if we can put some altitudes in here. See, there's not even a VNAV page. Although, I mean, there's a button for VNAV here, but, I mean, what does that even do? Let's see, our arrival. So, Jaja at 18,000.
498, descend split level 240, when ready.
240, our discretion, Air Canada 498.
Alright, so that's saying a 3-degree descent. So let's just keep going here. Jaja Edison is, say, 13,000. Alright, so that changes the altitude that we've got. So you can, what, put one altitude in here and it...
9,000, put 11,000.
Order 245, trying to climb flight level 230, speed 190 knots or less.
190 or less, and up to flight level 230 for 245.
So Olean would be 13,000 as well, at 13,000. After that, Marvy, 12,000. Buddy, stop. I'm doing it here. Coco, 11,000.
9,000, put 11,000.
Order 245, trying to climb flight level
See,
230,
do all
speed
that
190
yeah.
knots or less.
190 or less, and up to flight level
So let's work our way back.
for
Days will be
245.
10,000. Everything else below that would probably be getting ready to get vectored for our approach. 10,000 at Dades, 11,000 Coco, 12 Marvy Olean at 13,000. Say Edison was what? We'll say 14. And Jaja at 18.
Order 243, proceed direct Canada on course.
Canada on course for the 240.
I still don't think VNAV would even work, even if we turn it on right now. This is saying if you started descending now at a 3-degree, I'm guessing this would be a 3-degree glide slope. I don't know, guys.
Order 243, proceed direct
Have
Canada
to
on course.
execute it.
Canada on course for the 240.
Alright, well at least the altitudes are in there for reference. The only one I'm really concerned about is Jaja and Dades.
Russia 371, turn right, fly heading 310, I'll directly come straight about 30 seconds. Right heading 310, expect lead box on 37. The 371, Roger, smooth all the way down to around 11.
Yeah, we're getting into my... So this area up here is one of my favorite spots in the whole world. This is the Okefenokee Swamp. It's in southern Georgia and the northern part of Florida. I think it's spelled O-K-E-E, F-E-N-O-K-E-E. But it is amazing. Hopefully you'll see a little bit clearer when we get above there. But the whole thing is basically just a giant... so all these little areas here are rotting plant materials basically float up to the surface, and they form these little floating islands where trees and bushes and plants grow. And Okefenokee is like
371,
a Native
turn,
American
right,
word that
fly
means
heading
land of the trembling earth, which is where the name came
objective
from.
punctuated with,
But
30
you
seconds.
can, I mean, the water is black because of all the tannic acid from the plants and stuff that are decaying in it. But the acid makes it neutralize. It neutralizes the water so you can drink it, but it looks like a mirror as well. There's tons of cypress trees and cypress knees sticking up out of the water and Spanish moss. And you can do these canoe trips across the swamp. I used to go there a lot when I was a kid, but it's been a while since I've been there. I mean, at least 10 or 15 years. But the canoe trip would take a few days, and there's these floating platforms that you sleep on. Just pop a tent up on them. A lot of alligators, interesting wildlife, bears, bobcats, snakes, you know, that kind of stuff. What up, Deutsch? How you doing, buddy? I emailed SCS their support about the.
371.
I did, yeah. So it was an issue with the file pathing. I had to change the name, and I installed it instead in the primary aircraft folder, and it fixed the issue. So now everything's working like normal. But anyway, I emailed SCS about the game crashing, and they're like, delete all your mods, uninstall your mods. And I was like, the game was crashing before I had the mods installed, so that's not what it is. So hopefully they're going to get back to me at some point today, because I sent them the crash log and the game log, so they got all the information they need. Just talking about this area right here, this is a massive swamp in southern Georgia that I think it's like one of the most beautiful spots in the world. Yeah, no, me too. It was crashing when I first got the game, and then switching to OpenGL helps. It crashes less, and sometimes it allows me to get past that crash loop if I'm running it on the primary like launcher setting. But even the other day, I was just having a hard crash, even in OpenGL at the same spot. So my workaround for that, so you don't have to cancel jobs, is to get a tow to the nearest repair station and then drive from there. That usually solves it. But I would like to figure out what the core issue that's causing it. So if I hear back from them, since it sounds like we both have the same issue, I'll let you know what it is. It is really frustrating, because that's one of those games that you want to play because it's relaxing, you know what I mean? You can kind of just tune out and listen to a podcast or music, and then all of a sudden you find yourself getting really pissed and frustrated. On the mod, shouldn't be doing that. I've got them installed and they're ordered in the correct sequence. And the errors that I'm seeing in the log aren't things that should crash the game. Plus, as I was saying before, I was having to crash before I had mods installed in the first place, so I don't know. If I remember correctly, it would be map stuff. So don't take my word. I saw this thing. I have it saved. I can pull it up for you later and send it to you. But I think it's like map stuff first, then any truck interior mods, and then the trucks on the bottom. So if you've got stuff for road textures and stuff, I believe that should be on the top. There's this whole area here, it's like splotchy. These are they're floating islands made of decomposed plant material, and the rest of this is just, it's all water.
Air Canada 423, I have a depart ranking time for you, advise ready to dock.
Go ahead for Canada 420.
Remind me after I'm done with this stream, and I'll send you the forum page that has the links described, or the order described.
So 036, feet our discretion. We're going to bring it back to probably a Mach 67 or so.
Yeah, that'll be fine. There's nobody behind.
I never did this canoe trip, but one day after the world is back to normal and I've got a job again, I'm going to do a canoe trip across this swamp.
Air Canada 4.
Probably supposed to be stationed in Hawaii or something like that, but I like the paint on the nose. you have any idea how to work like
Stick for 20,
the
Heavy flight level
VNAV
350, good
pathing
evening,
for
sir.
the FMS? I mean, is that even a functionality? I don't personally, I mean, like I said, I think it's, if you want to keep people flying for you, it's kind of a disincentive when you retire people, and I don't care about my own account being retired, but I don't find myself particularly motivated to go back to do flights if I get retired,
Stick
you
for
know what
20,
I mean?
Romeo Heavy flight level 350, good evening, sir.
It's his VA, he can do what he wants to, but, you know. I think 14 miles, and then we'll turn south and hopefully get a decent tailwind here. Yeah, even at 3 months though, I mean, my point is that, let's say you don't fly for 3 months, and then you go to return and your account is retired or whatever, are you going to want to do that flight? If the goal is to have a place where no matter how long you've been away, people are going to return and do flights, you know what I mean? I think it should be, I don't think there should be any sort of punitive actions taken against people who are inactive.
Descent flight level 240 at your discretion, transition 300 or better. Roger, 240 our discretion, 300 or better, Roger.
So when, I mean, let's say you come back after the 3 months and you're retired, then what, you just go to do a flight and automatically reactivates the account? Because if that's the case, then why even do it in the first place? It's like getting a physical reminder to come back and do a flight. Don't be thirsty.
Air Canada 738 Heavy,
November 42 Delta Alpha, contact center now.
Think about how long does it take you to canoe over it. And it's taken a significant amount of time going at over 212 knots over the ground. And we're probably about halfway over this thing. Do that in a canoe, fending off alligators,
November 42
rattlesnakes,
Delta Alpha, contact center now 127.
all sorts of little swamp critters. Some of it probably go pretty fast though. Like this is a big channel right here, and most of it is through these channels. You're not actually fighting away with this random thick stuff. I don't know. I sense that you're joking, but it actually does sound like a lot of fun. I want to do it. Do it during the fall when the alligators aren't very active, and it's cool enough that you're not gonna sweat your ass off all day. Is it really loud? I mean, I'll turn it down. I guess the only way that you can control that is through this little menu. Is that better?
Toronto LOS 1102, 20.3, climate 230. Western 1102, Toronto low, climb level 320. Climb 320, Western 1102.
Tree miles. Yeah, that's just that one little setting. But then if I turn it down too loud, then it's, or too quiet, it's too quiet in the cockpit. Still flying over swamp. We are going to Tampa and should be getting pretty close. At Jaja, we'll start descending before Jaja. Is about, I don't know, 40 miles. Oh yeah. Plus, you know, the Coronado, it looks a lot better than the LES does. I think their PBR is always a little overdone, but you know, generally, particularly the outside, looks really good. There we go. See what the ground speed does now. We got to crosswind mostly. 245. And we'll have an additional turn further to the left, which should increase that some more in how many miles? 29.
Weather 403, request 13,000 as final, please.
Weather 403, climb 13,000.
Climb 13,000 for weather 403.
There we go. We can see the Gulf Coast there. Let's look back and see if we can see the Atlantic. Oh yeah, both coasts, baby. I need to do a night flight. I haven't done one of those in a while. I've just been keeping the thing on track real world time. I'm just seeing some X-plane night lights.
Weather 403, request 13,000 as final, please.
Just normally, recently I've been flying mostly during the day here, so get mostly day flights.
102, we're planning descent at 75270.
Okay, transition to speed 270 knots or greater.
27 or greater, Canada 102.
Air Canada 102, what's your planned indicated speed today?
Canada 102, we're planning descent at 75270.
Okay, transition to speed 270 knots or greater.
27 or greater, Canada 102.
If you're on an IFR flight plan, if you don't match the speed that you filed within 10 knots or plus or minus 5% difference, then you've got to notify ATC. That'd be a pain in the dick.
Out of that 38.9. Out of that 38.9.
Air Canada 83 Heavy, hello, when ready to send 8,000, altimeters 29 or
17 miles, and we'll get another 20 degrees to the left, which will be more of a tailwind than a headwind. When you're doing your flying, do you use millibars, or do you use the American pressure system?
Air Canada 883,
or do you do both?
8,000.
Air Canada 83, roger, and transition speed at 290 or less.
Air Canada 883, transition at 290 or less. Air Canada 883, when ready, 8,000.
Air Canada 83, roger, and transition speed at 290 or less.
Air Canada 883, transition at 290 or less.
Emirates 241, when ready to send 8,000, altimeters 29 or 72.
Ready, descend 8,000, 2972, Embraer.
Emirates 2411 ready to send 8,000, altimeter is 2972.
Ready, descend 8,000, 2972, Embraer.
Pull up what the ATIS frequency is. Sometimes the ATIS is the same in the game, sometimes it's not. Tampa. Arrival 126.45.
Emirates 241 proceed direct Leapux, speed 300 knots or greater.
Direct to position Leapux, 300 or greater, Emirates 24.
Roger.
Turn on the volume. Hopefully pick that up when we get a little bit closer. I'll have to see when I get there if the ATIS actually matches in the game versus real life.
Emirates 241 proceed direct Leapux, speed 300 knots or greater.
Hand off there.
Brickyard 3476, what's the wind at your altitude?
It's 284 or 113.
Okay, thank you.
Should have flown the other way. Would have been there by now. We got it down here. What airport is this?
Brickyard 3476, what's the wind at your altitude?
Lake City.
It's 284 or 113.
Main center, climb flight level 200. 200, test 869.
Ground speed. Now 262, almost a direct crosswind.
Main center, climb flight level 200. 200, test
Coming up a
869.
little bit. And we'll start descending in probably 15 miles. So VNAV does. I'm pretty sure VNAV doesn't work with the Coronado planes in general, but I'm pretty sure that also. I don't know how you get to use the FMS to get the VNAV. Oh yeah, I was just asking if you used millibars in your flight sim or if you use inches of mercury for pressure. Because I know that England, they do millibars, right? Bars, there you go. Pretty day in Florida for now. It's something I know. There's like a bunch of thunderstorms that are coming, and it's something I missed when I lived in Korea. Because legitimately, you would hear maybe 2 or 3 claps of thunder all year. It was a really rare thing. Here, you know, in the southeast, we get a lot of thunderstorms during the summer and spring. Kind of like it. Not good for flying, obviously, but good for chilling out on the front porch, drinking some sweet tea. Fly in the morning when you can. In the morning, you don't have like a lot of convective turbulence because it hasn't really heated up. So even if there is going to be thunderstorms, they generally happen in the afternoon, and the air's a lot calmer in the morning. Call those like really smooth days. I call those Coronado days. That's kind of how their planes handle. Like they're on rails.
Encore 3651's at 250. Encore 3651's radar identified. Good evening.
Love Coronado weather. What are we doing here? 26 miles. No speed brakes on this thing. Don't think we'll need them. Even if we left the power up, I'm not sure how fast we get if we were descending at about 2,000 feet per minute. Plus, something else you can do in props that have variable pitch, if you increase the prop controls to full flying, it will actually slow you down a bit because it flattens out the props. And there's an airport where the ortho doesn't quite match up with the location of the airport in the game. What is that? That'd be very confusing to have to land there.
Go ahead. Yeah, we're a bit early. Would look for
Department of Corrections Field.
True.
We gotta be a jail around there somewhere. Maybe that's what that is. Let's see, where are we at? 21 miles. We'll start 20 miles from.
Go ahead. Yeah, we're a bit early. Would look for 300 knots. True. Available.
Encore 3466.
Let's go. Pull back the power a little bit. 18,000 selected. We'll vertical speed. 2,000. Actually, we'll go 1,500. We got 15 miles, 17 miles to go. 4,000 feet. That's no big deal.
Air Canada 857 Heavy, 360. Air Canada 857 Heavy, Montana Squawk, new code 4006. 4006. Air Canada 857 Heavy, 360. Air Canada 857 Heavy, Montana Squawk, new code 4006. 4006.
It does. I wish there was a mod or something that you could use to decrease a little bit of the PBR. Everything, particularly on the glare shield, it looks a little bit glossy, but it does look really good. And the outside too. But the number models are always really well done. There's a lot of detail. Plus, performance-wise, I mean, even though they look really good, they don't really chunk your system at all. I said this to somebody in the comments on YouTube the other day, but people shit on Coronado, but they're kind of like the McDonald's value meal of flight sim. You know what I mean? There are better hamburgers out there for sure, and it's not healthy for you, it's not nutritious, but they taste good, they're satisfying. The outside, yes. But typically you wouldn't have very glossy finish on a glare shield because it would cause reflections on the windows. So these are typically more matte than they are, obviously, in Coronado modeling.
I wouldn't do that just yet.
Yeah, I mean, all the Coronado planes that I have, like I said, I fly them pretty regularly. I don't think that they're the best airplanes in the sim, but I would put them up there. They're probably like... They're better than a lot of the payware out there, to be honest. But it's easy to shit on them. 1,000 to go. But I mean, like I said, on the external model, the PBR is perfect. It looks very realistic. It's not everything in your cockpit needs to be shiny. You know, like the seats too. Bro, why is there glistening going on here? What is this? Consistent payware, but there is a difference in newer versus older Coronado. The older Coronados And one of the barometers I find is that if you can use your scroll wheel to make this menu over here on the side transparent, that's a newer plane, and they're generally higher quality. Like this is one of their newer ones, at least for X-Plane, and it handles better and it sounds better, and there's more systems modeled than there are for a lot of Carenado things. No, especially now. I mean, this on sale was $25. That's good.
Press forward speed, plan 23, and proceed directly pucks.
We're at 18,000, so technically we're still in the flight level, so I wouldn't have to set local altimeter settings yet, but hopefully. Has Tampa shown up yet? It is not. So we are going to pull up Active Sky and get an altimeter setting. Tampa currently 3012 or 1020 for you communists. Yeah, I mean that is a big one. I think generally, you know, for example, it should not be a hard thing for them to go through and update all the old planes so that you can do this. You know what I mean? But they're never going to do that. They're kind of like a puppy mill. They're just churning out as much as they can to make as much money as possible. All right, next step down, Edison at 14,000.
Center climb, flight level 230.
We're going to go 2,000 feet per minute on this one. Bring our prop condition back to full fine. Yeah, exactly. That is a definite complaint that I've got with Carenado.
Center climb, flight level 230. Climb flight level 230.
Well, somebody, Scott, if you're out there listening, he bought the P-31 Chieftain, which looked pretty good. I was thinking about getting that because I like the Navajo a lot, and it's basically the newer version of that. And he was like saying that the autopilot just quit working mid-flight and ended up dropping out of the sky on him. I see the altimeter 3012. So I don't know what, maybe if he had like the failures turned on, or he wasn't using Vulcan, so it's not an issue with that.
Nortran 1841, flying flight level 310.
After that, 14,000, 13,000, Olean. But that's weird. Everybody else had the opposite. I mean, it's probably heavily dependent on which system you're using. At this point in the life of the game, I'm not even sure what the benefit would have been for switching to Vulcan, because all they're going to do is ruin a lot of airplanes. A lot of developers are going to have to go back and release updates, and they probably aren't. So when there's another big flight sim on the horizon, why possibly push people away or keep them from coming to your sim? You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. If they can do something spectacular with it, good, but I don't know. It just feels like a little bit too late. Too little, too late.
Climb flight level 330.
It's 14,000. Olean's on the active, 13. Actually, Dade is how long? We'll stay here until we're about, I don't know, 10 miles from Olean, and then we descend to 10,000.
Nortran 1841, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of my attitude. Just it seems like what's the point?
No recent reports or complaints at all. Are you getting chopped there?
It looks like it's just starting. We'll let you know in about a couple minutes.
It's like I said, I mean, if people, I don't know when 11.5 is going to be a full release, but if you go to 11.5 and all of a sudden half of people's airplanes aren't working, and then, you know, Flight Simulator 2020 is right around the corner, why even try to sort that out? Yeah, exactly. People are going to lose their payware. I mean, think about how much money people spend on this game, where an airplane can cost anywhere from $10 to $70, and all of a sudden half of them don't work anymore. Seems like kind of a shit decision.
Nortran 1841, flying flight level 340.
Let's get these seatbelts back on too.
340, Nortran 1841, thank you, Mike.
Also, when you have fluffy cumulus clouds, which I'm guessing these would be cumulus clouds in real life, turbulence at or below the cloud level, so it'll be bumpy until we get all the way down to the ground. Get our ITT back up to 800. Yeah, exactly. I mean, man, Flight Simulator is a weird niche gaming thing, and it's always been a pain in the ass, but man, what is it even worth?
Canada 626, Toronto Day radar contact.
And a lot of us probably about to have to start over if Flight Sim 2020 comes out. I'm hoping that the base planes that they have are all fairly close to steady level. Who knows? If it does half of what they've promised, I think it's gonna kill a lot of these things. Like, who's gonna pay and spend? I mean, think about how much time it spends you to get all the ortho, get the airplane, set up your weather system, and all this other crap. Everything is mods. Like, the base game is decent, but I mean, all the people that you're seeing on here where the sim looks like this, it's hours and hours and hours of modding and doing all this crap, and it's finicky. It's a pain in the ass. And then all of a sudden the sim comes out and they're like, yeah, we're going to be able to stream 3D orthographic photos. You know what I mean? It's going to build its own 3D buildings and trees and shit. For me, I mean, I'm committed to flight sims just because I fly in real life, and it's been an invaluable tool, so I'm not giving that up. I'll see what happens with FS 2020, but, you know, I'm optimistic. Given the amount of planes and time and money that I've spent in this, I'm not going to just automatically jump on board, but I'm going to see what it ends up looking like when it's released and what it ends up actually delivering.
Good evening, Air Canada 80 Heavy 204 230.
And again, 10 miles slowly, we'll start descending down 10,000, day to 10,000, and then we'll start getting ready for vectors. Should be able to get the ATIS here in a minute, just waiting for this to load in. If that was the actual correct ATIS frequency, let me try the other one. There's a departures and arrivals ATIS. I put in the arrivals. Let's go departure 128475. Check. It's on, it's not. Pokemon Lou, what the hell is going on in cat here?
Air Canada 626, contact now 123.87. Okay.
13.
Let's see, Tampa approach control 182.5, that can go in there for sure.
Okay.
Center WestJet 3
Right
Heavy
now,
request.
Jacksonville Center still. $19 miles. I mean, think about how cool though it would be in MS 2020, flying through volumetric 3D clouds instead of these type of sprites. Like, this looks really good, but it could be a lot better. Like, I don't know if you ever saw the video where somebody had a mod for Red Dead, what's the new one? Red Dead Redemption? No, that was the last one. Whichever the new Red Dead that came out, and they had a mod where there's like a UFO that allowed them to fly through the clouds. And they had 3D volumetric lighting and clouds and stuff. Why do those exist in, you know, Rockstar, third-person, open-world games, but not in flight simulators?
Flight level 310, Canada 824.
It might be, but I mean, again, those are the airplanes that have been released to the public. I'm not going to buy it the day that it comes out. I'm going to wait and read reviews and then see what actual flight simulators, actual flight simmers who actually fly airplanes say. Because I want to continue doing stuff that, I mean, obviously Carenado is not study level, but there are planes for X-Plane that are study level. And even some of the base planes work pretty similar to real life, like the 172. Yeah, and we'll see, but people are going to be, I think a lot of developers are going to start switching to, you know, making sceneries and airplanes and stuff for FS 2020. So, I mean, there's probably not even going to be much continued support for X-Plane. Yeah, I mean, look at, you know, again, going back to the Red Dead game, it doesn't take a massively powerful computer to run that. I mean, I don't know what systems that they've developed that allowed them to create that without pushing people's systems to the limit. But I mean, obviously, the capabilities are there. I mean, there's some tricks and corners that probably need to be learned to cut, but hopefully Microsoft figured that out. Like I said, I want to be optimistic. You know what I mean? It'd be good to have another positive experience flight sim that brings people into it, but well, I mean, we're all hoping it's going to be far better optimized than XP. XP and P3D, it's kind of mind-boggling, but again, it's such a niche hobby for people. There's not exactly a massive, you know, brain trust devoted to figuring out how to optimize the sims to make them run and work better. That would be good. I mean, imagine like X-Plane, there's a sim or a demo for that that allows you to test it out to see how it runs in your system. If they didn't, I would be kind of surprised because graphically it looks so far beyond X-Plane that I think a lot of people are hesitant. So it'd be good. We'll see. Is there any, do you have an idea, when's the release date? Have they spoken about that yet? Alright, so only 3 miles. Let's go ahead and get this at 10,000. Start getting it down there.
Tampa INTL information golf. 1500 Zulu weather. Wind 350 at 10. Visibility more than 10.
Alright.
Sky conditions 20,000 scattered. Temperature 21. Dew point 10. Altimeter 3011. Arriving runways 01 left, 01 right. Departing runways 01 left, 01 right. Advise on initial contact. You have golf.
Information golf 01 right was what we were planning on, so we are going to stick with that. Switch that here and turn you off.
Evening, Toronto Rear 1798.
Again, it looks like we're probably going to be able to do a visual approach, but we've got the RNAV for 01 right plugged in anyway in case we want to do that. Coming up on 10,000. I'll have to check for that later too. Another plane, you know, for example, who made the MD-80? Yeah, I got a payment like a couple months ago. Don't know how many subscribers I've got off the top of my head. I got a payout a month ago, which is why I bought those 2 SSG planes, and then I used whatever I had left over in PayPal to pay for this guy. Part of this guy.
Canada 848, contact Center 1356.
356.
I'm literally just using it. Anything that I get from Twitch goes straight back. I spend all of that money, 100% of it, on airplanes and stuff for this. But that kind of gave me the impetus to get back into streaming, because I think, like a lot of people, are just sitting at home depressed, kind of, because of, you know, I can't fly really for school because of the pandemic shit, and all these people have lost their jobs. I mean, even if I do end up making it through, like, the airline industry is decimated now. What the fuck? I'm still gonna keep going because I'm committed, but, you know, shit. But anyway, it was like a motivation to, you know, I hadn't even touched a flight sim in a while. I just been sitting home playing Truck Simulator and figuring out for myself. 1,000 to go. You're 10,000. Get the seatbelts on. Those are on. Cockpit sterile. Past Dade, we'll start our descent down to our vector and altitudes. I'm guessing should be able to see Tampa out there for the cloud at some point. Yeah, exactly. So once you get to a certain amount, then they pay you out, and then they, you know, they take their little cut anyway. So if you only got a handful of subscribers, it took me what, probably, well, the last time I got a payment was probably 6 months ago.
Rouge 1702, contact Center 1356. 1356, have a good night, Rouge 1702.
I'm streaming to get stuff for YouTube. There's not been, other than you stopping by, there's not really a lot of participation. And I'm just too lazy to record and then edit videos later, so I'd rather do it like this. So I stream it here and then put it up on YouTube. Like, you know, people following over there is growing and comments and stuff like that. Though never gonna make any money over there. It's not a job anyway. That's cool. Freaking neat. I mean, just imagine if these were 3D clouds. Some 3D, like, shafts of light shooting through there. That'd be freaking tits. Oh, totally cleared up in here. So, where's the bay? Should be around there somewhere, I believe.
And Toronto for Bruges, 17.
Yeah, so that's going to turn us inbound towards the airport. That's probably going to be the downwind leg. It's parallel to the runway. So the airport's probably somewhere over there. I'm not sure what the range is on this. I guess 20 miles. Yeah, dates yet. 6 miles, and we'll go to 6,000. Not Austin. I just want, I mean, I want something to have realistic weather, and if they can deliver on, like, you have worldwide ortho. You can fly everywhere in the world, and it would be generating its own 3D buildings and environments and stuff like that. And that is future, next level stuff, you know what I mean?
Bruges 1559, contact center 13442.
13442,
Oh yeah, me too. It's going to take a lot to get me there. Just how much money and time I've spent in this. It would be kind of depressing to switch over. We're going to go and switch it to Tampa's approach control. Disable the half bank too. Full bank, baby. Full send. Such a cool looking airplane. Alright, we are on approach control. Let's see what Tampa's picking up here. Otherwise I'll put it on the approach plate. Nearby facilities, TPA tower 119.5. These are finicky. How old what was? The Saab? Let's be honest though, a lot of older airplanes are way I mean, look, I'm just gonna throw this out there. The F-22 is really cool, but the F-14 looks way cooler. The F-15 as well. It's something, I mean, the types of lines and curves that you got before people like really figured out aerodynamics and fuel efficiency and stuff like that. I mean, this plane looks better than a lot of turboprops that are newer. I don't mind. You know, one thing about streaming when no one's watching is that generally I'm just talking to myself about what I would be doing anyway, which is helpful for the YouTube crowd, you know. Oh, let's go to 6,000. So if somebody wants to know how to do something, if I was just sitting here quietly by myself, that would be kind of awkward, but I have no problem talking to myself. And I do it sometimes when I'm in real airplanes, you know what I mean? Because you like doing a long flight by yourself, kind of entertain yourself somehow. I'm also streaming at way different times than I was too. You know, back when you were streaming, it'd be like morning my time or evening, and then, you know, for me it'd be first thing in the morning for all the American people, and now it's like mostly during the day if I stream at all. Right, so there's the bay. The airport should be right off the nose here somewhere. Where you at, girl? What's up with my approach control too? Did I get the wrong one? Tampa approach 118.8.
Jazz 226, proceeder to Ongle. Going to Ongle now, Jazz 226.
I should, if I ever get my Trump bucks, my stimulus check, I could probably use the money to get a GoPro thing and get something where I could plug in so you could actually hear the ATC audio. I could probably do that for pretty cheap.
Jazz 226, proceeder to Ongle. Going to Ongle now, Jazz 226.
Alright, so this is on the downwind wind here, so the airport ain't gotta be close. Where you at, girl? Tampa! There's a city. There's the stadium. There it is. There's the airport. So let's just keep this going. We'll go down to 5,000. I've basically put my phone on a tripod thing and like stuck it in a corner, and then I've just done some time-lapse videos and set them to music, but it's kind of boring. I think it'd be cooler if you could hear the air traffic control and stuff like that.
Visual approach runway 20 and stand up both 5,000 until final, hold 20,000 now in.
Ooh, get our landing lights on. And we're basically on an extended downwind here for our runway. So there's our runway. Once we're beam with it, I'll start setting up for landing. Then I'll do a base leg vector, and I'll take the autopilot off, and we'll fly in a little visual approach.
Visual approach to 20, follow dash, rumble 5
Visual approach runway
So I think landing gear we can put down at 200 knots. I'm not going to do that now. And flaps, first position, 175. Yeah, so up to 15 degrees at 175 knots. So we can do the first 2 notches of flaps.
Wisconsin 3819, turn
Start
left
slowing her down.
Intercept 10 center localized, report to field. Left 120, intercept 10 center localized.
Korea was better, yeah, but I mean now it's like all the teachers there are having to teach via like online classes. They record videos and then they give them assignments, and that sounds shit, man. Teaching with kids in the classroom is a lot of fun, but I would not want to do it like that. Let's go 4,000. So that's full flaps at 140. So let's move that to 140. 175 and 200 is gear down speed. There we go.
7 Heavy approach, Roger, Iowa 10 center, fly heading 140. Heading 140, 107, calling 037 Heavy.
So there's the runway. Oh well, got it on time to not have to deal with a pandemic. Plus I would have been really worried too if your family's at home, and they probably would have been worried about me. You know what I mean? Being in Korea during a pandemic. Go Bucks. Who's the Tampa baseball team? The Devil Rays? Alright, let's get under 175 and we'll get flaps going. Oh yeah, you got your own custom livery for it too from Ither, didn't you?
180 array, clear for the visual 10 center, Wisconsin 392.
I don't do baseball either, but a couple other people watching, maybe one of them knows. There you go, 170. Let's go flaps. 1, 2.
Taylor 5859, connect approach 124.35.
This is one of the things, I've said this a bunch before, when you extend your flaps in real life, the plane does not balloon, the altitude does not go up. It makes the lift at the back of the wing, so basically it changes the airfoil shape, it lifts the back of the wing and presses the nose down, or it allows you to put the nose down, so it decreases your angle of attack, so you have, your stall speed is then lower. So I hate having to deal with this and retrim it. Plus, once you start to get the flaps out and you have your gear out and your high drag, you're at the tail end of your power curve. So basically you're controlling speed with pitch and altitude with power. And the game does not do that at all. I'm going to set this to 280.
Taylor 5859, connect approach 124.35.
280.
1243 cross
Finn, I haven't seen that guy in a while. I sent a message when I think I did my first solo flight, and he said he's been busy with work. But Finn, if you're out there, if you're watching, hope you're doing well, buddy. We miss you. Let's go 3,000. We will turn base.
070, intercept to 9 left, low flash.
070, intercept to 9 left, low, quick, 3615.
We got our landing lights on, seat belts are on. Let's go heading mode. Give me a little feet on the rotors.
070, intercept to 9 left, low, quick, 3615.
I used to love watching his streams too, because he had like an amazing, it was like a Bob Ross voice, very soothing, and watching him fly airplanes and narrating it and stuff was the best. He hasn't streamed in a while, haven't seen him, he left the Discord because there's some drama, some bullshit that was going on there. Where are we at? Where's my airport? Oh, she's having a load. There she is. So one right on the right side of the terminal there, one left is the long one on the other side. So go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. See ya. And we'll go ahead and put the gear down. One, two, three greens, no reds.
Car 3613, descend and maintain 7,000.
7,000, quick, 3613.
Alright, so you're on base here, they probably switch you over to tower. Tower, Saab, 340.
November Golf with the shoreline turn right heading 271.
Mike Alpha,
winds calm,
visual runway 1 right. Say clear for clear to land, runway 1 right. Or tell you to turn in, report 5 mile final, and you get your clearance about then. So we'll go ahead and start turning in final. Go ahead and get the CTOT for approach. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the yaw damper off as well. I'll just rudder it.
November 72, November Golf at the shoreline turn right heading 271, winds calm, runway 24 left, clear for takeoff. 24 left, clear for takeoff, shoreline right turn 271, 72G.
We're going to roll out right on runway heading. Look at that, boys and girls. Who's your daddy? Vids recently of what? I see he posted a couple, I follow him in the forums too, because he makes good liveries, and he posted a couple liveries recently. I don't know what the VREF speed is there, but it feels like around 120 is good.
Departure frequency is 125.2. 25.2, and that was for Delta 69. Delta 69 affirmative.
We're below 140, so we'll go flaps full. I feel like I'm probably forgetting something.
Delta 69, tower departure frequency is 125.2. 25.2, and that was for Delta 69. Delta 69 affirmative.
69. He doesn't narrate his, usually the videos that he puts up on YouTube though, they're just replays of landings and stuff like that. I miss his streams. If you guys, was it Finbar 367? If he does
Tower,
end up popping up, you should guys go give him a follow on Twitch because he is legit the
Okay,
Bob Ross
5005
of
Tower, good morning. You're
aviation
following an Airbus
simming.
321 on a 2-mile final. Traffic hold in position, right 24 left, clear to land.
Inland 24
Also a
left,
good livery
Sky,
maker. Double check gears are down, locked, flaps are set, seatbelts on, landing lights are on, seatbelts on.
5005, good morning. We're on the visual 24 left.
Guys, 5005 Tower, good morning. You're following an Airbus 321 on a 2-mile final. Traffic hold in position, right 24 left, clear to land.
Inland 24 left, Sky 555.
I think he has me on auto host, but I mean, he's probably so inactive that it probably wouldn't matter anyway. Like I said, Finn, if you're out there, we miss you. We love you. He also called me Jace, which is like something that only my mom does. You know what I mean? It's endearing. Start a little round out here, see if we can get it on the line.
November 2, November Golf in the right turn, heading 271, you can contact departure. Right turn will contact departure, 750.
Manual braking.
South 1861, runway 24 left, line up and wait, traffic on a 5-mile final.
Take the next taxiway.
South 1861.
Get that into beta mode.
1861, runway 24 left, line up and wait, traffic on a 5-mile final. Line up and wait, 24 left, South 1861.
Get past the hold short line, we will switch over to ground. Maybe. 121.7. So something else, most ground frequencies are 121 point something, so usually if you go to a new airport or something, they'll say contact or monitor ground on 0.9 or 0.7, which always means 121.9, 121.7. Good parking brakes on, landing lights off, turn our taxi on, strobes off, seat off, gear flaps are up and cleaned, and we'll reset our trim. Window heat and pitot heat off. March 2019, really? Damn.
With 4621, did you notice the bases on your way in?
An estimate 1500 AGL, Scouts 4621.
You gotta go straight here. I'm gonna park next to that Gulfstream. When was the last YouTube video?
With 4621, did you notice the bases on your way in?
An estimate 1500 AGL, Scouts 4621.
Thank you.
Clear right.
9310 Center, I have to push you back just a little. 37 now for your wheels up.
Okay, 37 will be ready, United 310.
Editing, man, I do not want to spend time doing that crap. Even those little videos, the time lapses I'll put on the YouTube from time to time, those will take like 30, 40 minutes. I ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, 37 will be ready, United 310.
Not exactly a parking spot, we're gonna take it anyway. Actually, okay, we'll go park in a real spot. How about next to this Gulfstream?
Guy with 4621, continue down Papa, turn left Bravo, then back on Tango to parking.
Papa, Bravo, Tango, this is parking, Scouts 4621.
I wonder what's going to happen. You know, if the hot start guys, they're working on, aren't they working on a Gulfstream or something? Plus, Rotate, who made the MD-80 Pro. Those are amazing airplanes, right? And they're working on an MD-11. I wonder if they're going to continue and release those. Or if they're going to switch that work to maybe FS 2020. I don't know. That's a question right there. I really want that MD-11 though. That's one of my favorite
4621,
airplanes.
continue down Papa, turn left Bravo, then back on Tango to parking.
Papa, Bravo, Tango, this is parking. That was 4621.
Alright, park and brake is on. Let's get the avionics. Get out of beta range, avionics off. Oops. Turn the stereo cockpit off, and we'll go ahead and bring these back to feather. Ooh. I think I accidentally killed it. Fuck it, we'll just kill it. Generators off. All of our lights are off up there. I think we're good, man. Batteries. Grau is, but you know, he's a shit, what does he fly? He flies jets in real life, so I'm sure he's probably busy doing something. Let's watch some replays. He flies Citations, that's what it is. 15,000, Jesus. Or 1.5. Still, that's a lot. Got a little squirrely with the rudders trying to get it on the center line there, but we made it. Same thing, I think it's like an auto host situation. Grau, if you're out there, we miss you too. Haven't seen you in a while, bud. Thanks for hosting. See how that looked like it was right on the center line. Let's see. Hell yes. That's awesome. That's awesome. Alright, well, we'll watch a little...
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Shut up.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Go left or right side? Let's go left side. Man, all my landings are nice, bitch. It's actually not true, but surprisingly, all my bad landings happen off-stream. I mean, I've had a couple bad ones on the stream, but seriously. I don't know how that works. It's like when people are watching and are really greased in there. But a hair's width, right? You bitch. Yeah, you wish. That was grease, baby. I would have had to tell you when we touched the ground, because nobody would have felt it. No Ryanair landing there for sure. It's a good place for a taxi line. Oh, crushed the landing here. Repark this thing. Man, I gotta go get some lunch, boy. Somewhere around here. Yeah, dude, hit me up. I'm gonna go get some food, and I will definitely chat. I want to drive some more of that new Mack truck. Pretty nice. If you guys are American Truck Simulator people, they just released the new Mack Anthem, which it's pretty cool. If I can play it without the game crashing, that would be sweet. I'll check my emails and see if they got back to me again. Anyway, Dutch, baby, love ya. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be on in a minute. I'll hit you up when I'm done. I don't know, you got like a time window or something? Just message me on Discord, and I'll send you the link to that website that shows the load order, but I think I got it right in the first place. Anyway, dude, out of here. I will let the plane go to shutdown, but we'll see you later. Maybe back tomorrow with something different. We love you. We'll see you next time. 2 hours. All right. Peace.